This is me, Suman Kumar Kangeni. I am presenting few things about ethics in research. Talking about introduction, as the digital landscape continues to evolve, the need for ethical practices in research has become one of the most important topics. Here are a few points to visualize the scope and areas of ethics in research. There are few important things which should be taken with great concise while taking data. Ethical considerations in data collection can be presented as follows. First one is transparency. Transparency and clarity are important things. Consent should be taken with the participants about is privacy and confidentiality are of great importance. At times, resizing should be done as the required data, collected data should be presented in a systematic way and that need to be resized at times. Security concerns should be taken with consideration as the data should be used for the particular purpose for which the data was collected or the research was conducted. Talking about informed consent and privacy concerns, here are a few major important points. Like informed consent is important as participants should be aware about the purpose, risks, benefits, and all other direct and indirect factors which are concerned with the research. As those things should be taken with great concise while taking consent. Protecting the confidentiality and privacy is a critical ethical obligation as confidentiality, personal secrecy, institutional secrecy, privacy and other matters should be given due consideration. Transparency should also be taken with much care. As clarity in communication should be there, such clarity will ultimately build an environment of trust and ethical integrity. While keeping in mind the important things about anonymity and confidentiality in your research, few points should be taken with much care. Like anonymity, anonymity should be maintained at times where the resources should be kept with great care and confidence. Confidentiality or privacy should be given important place. Is confidentiality of personal and private matters at times should be given due consideration so as to maintain a good confidence and clarity. Data handling should be done properly so that the collected data or the data to be collected will not be misused or misguided. Participant trust is important as the participant trust will lead to a desired outcome of the given research work. There are few risks or harms of research like data breaches. Data breaches means misuse or misappropriation of data which should be taken with great consideration. Is there might be vulnerable populations. Secondly, we should consider about vulnerable populations such that vulnerable populations will not be exposed to such risks. So, vulnerable populations is a important ethical consideration while doing your research. At times, the misuse or mismanagement of data and research works may lead to unintended consequences, thereby creating various side effects. So unintended consequences might be a potential risk of your research. To maintain proper ethical guidelines and regulations, regulatory frameworks, ethical principles, and institutional review should be considered importantly. Regulatory frameworks include national and local and international legal frameworks which should be considered, and there should be some guidelines which should be strictly followed as per the as per the certain legal frameworks of that particular area or the overall work frame. Ethical principles means morality which is consisted in a particular work. Ethical principles are important as ethics or values are of great importance in every research work. Institutional review is important while the research is being conducted for or by a particular institution or organization. Such research work should be within the framework or guideline of concerned institutions and organizations. While balancing innovation and ethical responsibility, there are few important things and that should be taken with great care. First one is technological advancements. As there are emerging technologies and advancements in the way we do and conduct research, those advanced trends and ways should be thought and discussed thoroughly so as to make research work more updated and more usable. Ethical decision making is important. At times we have to consider about vulnerable populations and other misuses of ethical data, ethical sources. So ethical consideration is a question of human value and morality at times. Collaboration and transparency are important as collaborative work approach at times give a win-win result not just for one side but for all the stakeholders concerned with particular research work. Similarly, clarity in research work is an important thing to be taken with great concise. In conclusion, we can draw a few important things which I have already discussed in previous slides. Ethical principles. Ethical principles are transparency, consent, anonymity, and confidentiality. Regulatory frameworks involve compliance with legal guidelines like laws and regulations and institutional review and analysis. Balancing innovation includes responsible use of emerging and latest technologies and collaborative decision making at times, because collaborative decision making may include more concerned persons at one place. In conclusion, the ethical considerations in your research are multifaceted and require comprehensive research. By upholding ethical principles, adhering to regulations, and balancing innovation with responsibility, researchers can ensure the integrity and positive impact of their work. Thank you. Thank you for listening to my presentation.